When we begin working on an ancestor inside a family tree, one of the first steps we're going to take is trying to find sources about that ancestor. These sources are birth and death records, marriage records, military records, census records, and so forth. Those records are going to give us the information in this vital information area that will give us enough evidence to provide their birth and death information and their burial, to also give us their family members. And so it's extremely important that we put time and effort into finding these sources. And when we're working inside a family tree, we really want those sources to come from Family Search. You can tell that every one of these sources that are connected to Mary right now are from Family Search because they have a tree next to them. The reason I want them to come from Family Search is because I give the computer power when I connect sources to my person's detail page to say, this source belongs to this ancestor, this information is correct, now please go find me record hints about them. And so in order to continue to let the computer know they got it right, we keep connecting these sources to them, and then it gives them more power to go look for more record hints for us, and those record hints are sources that the computer finds. But there's often times that you cannot find sources inside a Family Search, and you need to reach out to other websites that have sources about your ancestors. And so today, this whole focus is going to be on how do I go find a source outside of Family Search and attach it into my family tree to the person's personal detail page. We use a program called RecordSeek, and I'm going to open up the tab to show you. I just Googled RecordSeek, and it brought me these top two hits, which are the Chrome Web Store and also recordseek.com. Now what RecordSeek does is it allows me to be anywhere on the web where I can actually create a source with their program and link it right into a person's personal detail page within my ancestors tree. So this first one, if I were to go to recordseek.com, this is the page it brings up. This is called a button, and I would literally left click on that button, don't let go, and drag it up into my toolbar and let it go there. Now I'm not going to let that go because you can actually see it sits right here in my toolbar already, but that's all it takes and it's ready to use. Or you can go back and you can actually click on the Chrome Web Store and it will then open up this page, and instead of saying added to Chrome, because I've previously added it up here, it will just say add to Chrome. You click on that, it adds an extension, and either one of these work the exact same way. It doesn't matter which one you use. But once you have it onto your computer, you are then ready to go use it. So here I am in Mariana. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name. So we're going to skip that part, and we're going to just jump right into either Ancestry.com, or I have another website I want to show you. I want to do this in two different places to show you the difference. But I found a marriage record on her that I'd really like to get into Family Tree. Now, some of you have been taught this way with RecordSeek, so I'm going to show you this way first, which I don't like, but I want to show you what it does. So sometimes people have been taught to highlight this indexed portion of this record. Now let me just explain. This information right here has been indexed from the original. Always go look at that original. And the reason I say that is as I studied out this original, his name actually did say George Jan, but the indexer got it wrong. And they did the same thing for Mary's last name. And just so I think it's just vital that we always look at the original to get the most accurate information we possibly can. All right, so from here, I have a highlighted index here, and then I'm going to go click on RecordSeek. From here, I'm going to say I want to create a source into Family Search, and you can now see that it put that highlighted information in the describe the record notes, if you can see that right here, and it did it kind of in a mumbo-jumbo way. I don't like the way that looks. So I'm now going to exit out of this area to show you a cleaner version of this. So let's exit out. Now I'm just going to right click and I'm going to copy this information, and then I'm going to left click and unhighlight all of this. Then I'll go click on RecordSeek, and you can see it did not put that information in here. So I'm going to click right before the word source and enter that down so it just moves it down, and then I'm going to paste all that information that it had in that index portion. So you can see how much cleaner that looks because I copied and pasted. Now also too, I want to show you how, let me get the date of their marriage. It was in 1900. This is a collection up here of marriage records from 1805 to 2002. Well, I know that this couple shows on this marriage record that they actually were married in 1900, and so I like to put the year that sources pertain to my ancestor when it comes to collections, and so I'll put that in the title. And then when you're using Record Seek, you need to tag your own sources. What tagging does is it is going to literally attach this source to what it is providing evidence of. So this marriage record is providing evidence of the name, and I'll just go back through, as I looked at this, I cannot remember it providing evidence of anything else. So that's all it provides evidence of is the name. They don't give us the option of marriage right here. Once you get that done, you will click Close. I also want you to pay attention to how by default it puts it in your source box for you, which is vital in my opinion, because if anybody ever goes into Family Tree and detaches that source from your ancestor, if it's in your source box, it's very easy to reattach it. So I always love to put these Record Seek sources into my source box. And then I'll click Next. From here I have to go grab Mary's ID number. And I will just come over here, I'll highlight her ID number, I'll copy it. And now to get back to that Record Seek, I got to come down to this Google logo and click on here, and then it brings that back up and I can just paste her ID number in there. I could type all her information in here, but to me that's just way too much time and effort, and plus by using her ID number I get the correct person I'm trying to attach this to. From here I'll click Next, and then it's going to ask me a reason statement. And in here we'll just put that it provides evidence of marriage, date and place, and spouse. Because as I looked at that original, that's what it was giving evidence of. And then we're going to say create this source and attach it, which it then does. Now I can also go in here and I can attach this to her husband by clicking attach to another person. And if I come in here and I highlight George's number and copy it, and then come back down here and hover over this Google Chrome, bring up my Record Seek, I can actually change this to the husband and click Next. And the sad thing is it does not leave in our reasoning. Provides evidence of marriage, date and and place, and spouse. You can tell it did leave the tag in there, but I do have to write that reasoning statement. So you could write that in a Word document and just copy and paste this so you don't have to keep redoing this. But I'm going to create and attach this, and now I'll say, you know what, let's go view this in Family Search. So I just want you to see what this looks like now as it loads into Family Tree inside her personal detail page. So as I scroll down here, first of all, you can now see that I'm George's page. So I'll scroll down to George's page. It's this top one, and you can see that it put on here the year in the title that I added to that. Now I do like to organize my sources, and so I would just put all these sources in order by left clicking and dragging, and when you get that long gray bar you let it go. So let's just quickly get that organized, and now it looks really clean, which is wonderful. And so I can actually do the same thing as I go back into Mary's page. I can go, let's just see if it will jump us right into her sources, which it did, and it put that top one inside her source area. And so now you can see that it has a world next to it, which means that source came from somewhere else besides Family Search, whereas all these other ones came from Family Tree. Now let me just show you one other one. This is a place, whoops, that's not the one I wanted, right here. This is a Missouri death record that I love this site. I cannot tell you how much I love this place. But I found also this death certificate on her. And so once again, I'm going to highlight this information and copy it and unhighlight it. And from here, I go to Record Seek. And I will then once again click in this Describe the Record, and I'm just going to scoot down who it was created by and then paste in my information so it goes in very nice and neat. I can then at this point tag the name, the birth, the death, the gender, and the burial, because this particular source is giving evidence of all of this information except the christening. And I'll close that out. Now remember, in that source title, I like to put the year of the document, which is 1965 when she passed away. And once again, it's putting it in my source box. I'll click Next, and then I'll go back to Mary's page, come up here and copy, whoops, we're going to copy her ID number. I'll have to come back and hover over that Google to get that record seek back up and paste that in there and say Next. From here, I'm going to put in my reasoning of why I'm attaching this record, and that it's giving evidence of the birth, death, and dates, the burial place, spouse, parents, occupation, and residence, and then I click on Create and Attach. From here, this time I'm going to click on View Profile on Family Search, and it's going to take me right back into her personal detail page. From here, once this loads, I can then click on Sources at the top here, and it's going to take me down to her sources, and you can see her death record sits at the top. I'm just going to drag it down to where I'd like it to be, and that's as simple as it is to use Record Seek. Let me finish this by just explaining every one of these sources should be tagged to the information in this area above here called Vital Information. So remember when we were using Record Seek and we were saying, hey, tag the name, the birth, and all that. So when I click on birth, you're going to see down here is that death record that I added, or death certificate, that's giving me evidence of her birth. Every source that you attach to your ancestor's personal detail page will be tagged to the information that it's providing evidence for. Hope this helps. Thanks for joining me.